Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Medieval 2 Total War the English campaign. Last time we left off, trouble in the kingdom. King Ambrose died a few turns ago now, and we've had King Mitchell, and now we've got King Paul. And the kingdom has suffered a little under their reign. Stockholm has revolted, our enemies of the Hungarians have taken Florence. You know, it's all been up in the air. And I feel as if our opponents are trying to strike at us while we're at our most vulnerable. But alas, I left off last time with a competition of sorts, that one person would possibly get the chance to set the future policies and direction of the campaign by becoming the new king. I received plenty of entries, and I read through them all, and one particular person's effort I kind of liked. I thought it would provide a different direction to the campaign compared to what we've been doing so far, and it would be interesting. I would find it interesting to try out that person's strategies that they suggested. And therefore, Eric Osterman, thank you very much. You have been a successful one. Your policies are the ones which the new king shall adopt, and therefore, hopefully, he will provide a slightly different reign than our mighty Ambrose, a different perspective of how to go about managing a kingdom. Will it be successful? It's not forced to be. We may have to replan, rethink, re-strategize, but we shall give it a blast in the first instance and see how successful this new sort of direction will be. So without further ado, I shall quickly try to go over some of the policies which have been implemented or will be implemented, and then we shall hopefully crack on the next part with the campaign. So first of all, King Paul and the young Prince Jacob, who's going to be king for some time, have come together to sort of come up with this strategy. King Paul realises he's only got a few years, and the future of the kingdom will lie in the hands of Prince Jacob, so he has allowed Prince Jacob to have some input into this strategy, and this is what they've come up with as the future of the English kingdom, initially under King Paul's rule, but Prince Jacob will take up the same strategy. First of all, taxation. All tax in all settlements will be set to a maximum of high. There will be no more very high tax rates. This is to increase population growth and thus giving us an increase in taxable funds, larger tax revenue, also, better public order as well. So it's a two-purpose thing. It's going to help the population increase, and it's going to increase the public happiness and decrease those stats of dread. Most importantly, I suppose, we're going to have less dreaded generals taxing the hell out of people. Yes, it's still a high tax rate, but it's not very high, and therefore it's a slight decrease there. So all settlements where it's possible are being set to high, and where public order doesn't allow, obviously it will have to be set to something else, like low or normal. Second, leading on from that, all settlements will be garrisoned with free upkeep units. No settlements, no cities should have any units in there that are soldiers and not free upkeep. So I've just gone through and looked at where that's possible to get rid of some of those and done that. Some settlements like Marseille that's just been captured, it's probably not quite possible to get the free upkeep units just in there yet, but it will be converted as soon as it's practicable. And also Genoa, which is the public order in Genoa is quite challenging. We've had to obviously just straight over the free unit mark just to help the public order situation, and also just provide us a little bit of a stronger defence should we be attacked by the Hungarians or the Milanese. So that is the situation with the taxation and the settlements. Moving on from settlements, we have regional garrisons. The new strategy is going to be employed that sees a balance of settlements to castles, and to obtain that balance we're going to have regional garrisons. Now, regional garrisons is simply a castle that is responsible for the settlements within its area, usually 2 or 3 turns march. So we can see here that Nottingham is the regional garrison for the whole of the United Kingdom here, all of Great Britain, and that's fine. Here Caen is the regional garrison for sort of this side of the map, with Metz providing some support as well. And then we have Bern, which is the regional garrison for Dijon, Genoa and Marseille, so that will be responsible for those. And then we have Pamplona, which could be responsible for Zaragoza when we take it, Bordeaux, Toulouse, and Valencia we're going to abandon in the near future. But that is regional garrisons. So if this is going to be responsible for this, then why do we need 2 more settlements here? I mean 2 more castles here? We don't, and therefore they're being converted into cities as we speak, because they are surplus to requirements. Similarly up here, Caen is responsible for all of these, and therefore Angers is surplus to requirements as a castle and is being converted into a city. So that is that. And also over here, these are our newer lands. We've got Hamburg responsible for Aarhus, Frankfurt and Magdeburg, so this can be converted into a city, but not as of yet, because it's a newly captured settlement. Population needs its time to come round to English rule for the public order buildings to be constructed. Once the public order is a bit more stable, then we can convert into a city. Because if we convert a castle into a city, public order decreases, A, because all the buildings get demolished that are castle buildings, and you have to start building up the public order buildings from scratch. And secondly, castles always have a higher public order rating due to them being castles. So we'll just have to take our time with Magdeburg in converting it. So for the time being that shall stay as it is. But that is the general gist. It's just a way of balancing the castle to settlement ratio. Regional garrisons. So moving on, we have forts. We have not used forts very effectively as of yet, and the new king wants to see much more use of forts to block off enemies' advances into our kingdom. Basically, we have possible areas here, like here we could block off 2 routes. Here we could block off a route there. Here we could block off a route there. It's just a way on our borders of sort of slowing down and halting our enemy's advance behind our lines. Like we have here, we have Portugal and we have Milan meandering into our lands, behind our lines, behind our borders, by placing forts in key strategic areas along, in river passes, valleys, little roads that can be blocked off. We can halt the advances of the enemy and prevent them from getting in behind our lines and causing us a little bit of problem. And it makes our borders much more defendable, and we have more troops on our borders when we need them. So areas like here, where we have potential of getting attacked by Danish and Polish and things, we could start looking at possibly placing forts in key positions there to assist with, as I say, slowing down the enemy, but also having a mobilization of troops available should any of our border settlements become attacked. So that will be something that will be implemented as well. Also, he wants to see the reinvention of the splinter cell, as I called it before. It is the ancillary characters, diplomat, spy, assassin, merchant, priest, all 5 going forth beyond our borders into enemy lands, future enemy lands, to cause devastation, to cause destruction, to kill family members, to just cause hellfire and brimstone before our troops move in. We can weaken the enemy by subterfuge. Get a view of the picture of how to best take things, and it will make our advances with our troops more smooth and should make it a little bit easier. So that's going to be implemented as well. All of these things will take time. It's not going to happen overnight, but slowly but surely the campaign direction will change with these new policies slowly taking place, and hopefully we will see a slightly different direction to the campaign. It will be quite interesting. So fifth point is a standard unit makeup, a standard army makeup. Now, we had a sort of standard army makeup before under the other kings, but this king wants to see the following army makeup for all campaigning armies, and also a regional garrison will be fully garrisoned with a 20 unit army as well, and these are the makeups of the garrison and a campaigning army. It will be 7 archers, our longbows, English longbowmen, Sherwood archers, etc., the cream of the crop when it comes to archery. We need to make more use of our range of our mighty archers. More of them, not just 3. Let's have 7. Let's wear down those enemy units with a hail of arrows. 7 arrows, 7 archers, 4 spearmen for anti-cavalry, 4 swords, infantry, heavy infantry, 2 mounted knights, 2 light knights, heavy knights to do protect the flanks, the light knights to chase down enemy fleeing troops and also to harass archers, enemy archers, and the general, of course, and that is going to be the makeup of every campaigning army where possible, and also every regional garrison will contain those troops as well. In forts, there will be half the standard army, so in every fort that we place there will be half of that standard army makeup. So 3 arrows, 2 spears, 2 swords, 1 set of each horses, and that will be the standard fort garrison as well. So that is going to be the standard army makeup for future use, and again, slowly needs to be implemented. We have some of the old style army makeups here. Slowly but surely they will start to convert into the new system. Each general has a career path. He wants to see each general potentially have a career path. Younger general. Oh yeah, before I move on to that, sorry. Behind each campaigning army will be a support army containing the siege equipment and also some reinforcements. So a couple of units of archers, a couple of units of spears, a couple of units of swords, a couple of horses. That it follows directly behind the campaigning army, and then that will provide the reinforcements should it be required, and also provide the siege equipment for breaking down the enemy's gates. So that is campaigning army. Main army, and following is the supporting army, the baggage train containing all the other things that we need to be successful. Yes, so as I was saying, a career for the generals, young generals between sort of 16 and 25, 26 years old, a young general should be sent out to campaign, leading the support army, getting a bit of a taste for battle and learning off the lead general, who will generally be between 25, 35, 25, 40, that sort of age, and then before they can sit on their backsides and retire as a governor in some lovely settlement somewhere, some nice little castle in a villa, he needs to work, and therefore that will be the general career path that will be taken. And to finish off, we have the Pope. He wants to get back in the Pope's good graces, and therefore settlements will construct churches as a priority once again, like in the days of King Rufus. Cardinals will be sent actively looking for heretics and witches where possible to increase their stats and increase the chances of us having great cardinals in the college and monopolising the College of Cardinals where possible. Relations with other people will be try to be increased by not exterminating populaces, by not executing troops, but rather giving the chance for the enemy to buy them back, ransoming the troops, maybe even releasing troops if necessary, to try and increase that relationship. We're talking about Catholic factions here, Muslim factions as well, we can give 2 craps about that. No alliances with Muslim factions for the same sort of reason. We're trying to increase the relationship with Catholic factions and the Pope. And one last thing that sort of covers everything apart from one more, our navy. Our navy needs to be stronger, and we need our ships placed in positions that can be beneficial to us to defend our kingdom against the enemy, and therefore all navies shall consist of 6 ships and will be placed in positions that's best able to defend our kingdom's waters. So I have one there at the moment, one here blockading here, protecting England's waters. I'm going to have this one go round to the side here to sort of patrol and look out for Spanish and Portuguese ships. I have one navy up here, about to go there and attack the enemy there, patrol these waters up here. And down here is going to be where most of the navy is situated. We're going to have one up here. We're going to have got one down here, a couple in these areas, down here, and some up here. Sort of protecting our waters, blockading possible routes in where possible, like these little straits, and basically providing relief from ships that are blockading our ports, and prevent enemies from landing troops on our lands. If we had a patrol here, we could have probably prevented the Byzantines from landing so close to Cagliari if we had that patrol there. So that is it, increasing our navy. So that is the policies that will be implemented over the next few parts. It will take a little bit of time, but I reckon it'll be fun to see how the campaign progresses under these new rules. So all that is left for us to do is to carry on the campaign under those strategies and see how it goes. So join me next time where we will start it.